have spent more money than I care to admit on crap kit, thousands and thousands of pounds. I finally got to a place where I'm so happy with everything I use, from microphones to cameras to lights, etc. I've been waiting for this day so that I could film this video. By the way, I'm not a tech person, so if you're looking for an honest video where I'm not going to dive into all of this technical jargon that frankly you don't need to know about, this is the video for you. So today is a bit of a show and tell. This is all of the kit that I use to create my content. By the way, this video is sponsored by SanDisk, more on them later. Okay, so we're going to break this down by video type. So I'm going to talk you through what I use to create my sit-down talking head videos like this one, to create my reels, to create my vlogs, etc. Okay, let's start with the biggie, the camera that I'm using right now for my talking head videos. The camera itself, I don't think is the thing that is bringing all of this quality, it's actually the lens, but let me break both of those items down for you. The camera that I'm currently using is the Sony Alpha 7C. I chose that camera because that is the camera that a lot of big other creators use, and I did not want to lose a week of my life deep diving all of these different camera bodies. I just wanted to pick one that I know would work for me. So I went ahead and I bought the Sony Alpha 7C. The real crowning jewel of this setup is the lens. I'm using a 16 to 35mm Sony lens, which set me back by about £1,500. In comparison, the camera itself cost £1,200. So we're looking at a £3,000 setup where the lens was more expensive than the camera body itself. That was like a really hard thing for me to get my head around. I know people always say that, but I was like, really? No, it really is. Now, the reason why I wanted to go with this lens and the reason why I recommend it if you are going to create similar content to mine is because of a few different things. First is the wide angle. Let's bring that back because it's actually cropping out a lot of mess in my house. In addition to that, it is the aperture settings, which is basically what allows me to have this blurry effect in the background. This lens in particular right now is set at f2.8, which is the lowest amount that it can go to, which means this is the blurriest that the background will get. An important thing to note here is that in order to get this really beautiful background, you do need depth, right? So I'm filming in like my living room / kitchen / dining room. Biggest room in my flat, but my camera is still up against the wall and I'm fairly close to the camera lens. And that's what's allowing me to get this depth and this like blurry background. In addition to this lens is amazing at capturing high quality content in dim lighting. So when I create my videos, I usually like it to be like a gray, cloudy day outside, which it actually is today, which has been very useful. If it's not cloudy outside, I will put blackout curtains across my windows just so I can dim the whole room. I then only have lighting coming from right in front of me. I'll show you my light in a moment. And then like the kind of accent lighting at the back there. And I set my lighting up like this on purpose because I feel like it makes the whole mood look a little bit more dramatic and high quality. And this lens is really amazing at bringing that to life. It's also worth noting that I do have my exposure settings set fairly low. It's at 0.7%, which is what really allows me to like create this dim look within my room. I will say that if you're considering getting this set up, I love it, I recommend it, but it is heavy. This is not a setup for vloggers. Unless you might have stronger arms than me. You probably do, to be fair. Look, it's a heavy camera. It was so heavy that my last tripod snapped clean off when my camera was on it. Thankfully, I caught the camera, but it completely snapped because it couldn't bear its weight. I'll put a link to the tripod that I currently use in addition to all the other things that I'm mentioning today. I use a newer tripod now and it's a lot better. It's a lot more robust. But yeah, it's a heavy camera. It's a heavy setup, so it's not for filming on the go. Before we move on to talk about my mic and my lighting and also how my kit changes depending on the type of content I'm creating, I want to take a second to talk about an important element of your kit that is often overlooked, which is your storage. Now guys, this is especially for you if you're considering buying any of the stuff that I'm talking about in today's video, because this camera, it is high quality, and high quality video footage equals large files. You need to have a storage system in place and you need to have the right kit in place to make sure that you can actually film this content and keep it with you on the go. Enter SanDisk Creator Series. Okay, so I actually got this in the mail a little while ago and I've been so excited to use it that I actually have started using a few of the things already. So keep that in mind if you see some of the things I'm missing. I'm actually using one of these things right now in my camera. Okay, so let's open up the kit. So this SanDisk Creator Series is a collection of products under the SanDisk brand. You probably already know of the SanDisk brand. You're probably already using one of their memory sticks. I have exclusively only ever used their memory sticks for my content because they're such a trusted brand and because the quality of their products is so high. Can you see here that these two things are missing? It's because I'm already using them. Actually, wait, okay. Here we go. I just stuck one back on because that one's not actually in my camera at the moment. but this one is. So this creator series is, you guessed it, designed for content creators. It includes everything that we need to fulfill our storage needs. Let me talk you through the different products included in the kit. Let's start with the ones that you probably already know and love, the SD cards. This one is a micro SD card. So you can see here, this is the actual micro one. You see how small it is? This is really perfect for anyone who uses the Osmo Pocket, which is actually something that I use to film some of my content. More on that later. So that's what the micro SD card is for. And then it also comes with your standard size SD card, which looks exactly like this one and which I'm currently using to film this video. Both SD cards are 512 gigabytes, so more than enough space for you to film and store your content. It also comes with 2 drives. It comes with a phone drive and a flash drive. Both drives can hold 256 gigabytes and obviously can be used for different purposes. I personally love having a phone drive. It's a great way for me to offload content from my phone and ensure that I've got enough storage to actually film the content I want to film on my phone. It also comes with this, which is the Creator Pro Portable SSD. It's basically a professional grade SSD and it's built for creative adventures. So it's perfect for when you're on the go. Super small, super lightweight, and can store up to 1 terabyte of content. Wild. And lastly, you've got your desk drive, which is going to be a great way for you to save clutter on your desk, but also store up to 4 terabytes of content. In addition to all of these things being super, super useful, how pretty are they? Like, I love the branding for it. This is something that I would happily have on my desk. It's not an eyesore. Do you know what I mean? Those kind of things matter to me, you know? Don't judge me. Guys, if you're thinking about upgrading your kit, which you clearly are because you clicked on this video, it is imperative that you also upgrade your storage solutions. And this creator kit is the best way forward. It has every single thing that you need. Head to the link in my description to get your hands on the SanDisk Creator Series. Okay, let's move on to talk about the other kit that I use to create these types of videos. Next up is my Elgato mic. I was just about to hit the mic, forgetting that I'm actually using the mic right now. This is the Elgato Wave DX. Full transparency, I was actually sent this as part of a partnership campaign with Elgato. They are one of my favorite audio brands. Like, I love their microphone. I love this microphone. I've used it for years now. In addition to the Wave DX microphone, I was also sent the Wave XLR digital mixing solution. Now, this thing is small but mighty, and I know it has so much power beyond how I currently use it. If I'm being honest though, if you are just creating content like I am, sit down talking head videos, I don't think you need it. It's more for people who do live streaming, for example, because it allows you to do things like mute every now and again, like maybe you need to sneeze, so you mute the mic. Really useful if you're streaming live, not that useful for me because I would just cut that out. It also comes with mixing software that you can download on your laptop. Again, really useful for people who are producing different styles of content to me, but for me and potentially for you as well, maybe not that needed. All right, the light that I use, you're probably gonna laugh at because it is not anything fancy. It's an Amazon softbox that I got in a pack of 2 and I only use one of them. The reason why this works so well for me is because of the way my room is set up. It's really important that when you're creating your own studio to film in, that you work with the room that you're in and you don't just blindly follow videos like this and assume it's going to work the same for you. I have a gigantic floor to ceiling door, it goes out onto my balcony right in front of me. That provides a lot of natural light. The addition of the softbox light is to ensure that I have light shining directly on my face. The door itself, whilst it's great with natural light, it isn't targeted lighting, whereas a softbox light in front of me is, right? In the past, I've had other lights as well. I've had like a key light to my left. You can have a light behind you, which like illuminates you. Those are all things that I'm probably going to put in place when I move and get a full studio set up. But for now, it just really isn't needed. Everything else is just accent lighting that I have in the background that I think always looks good when you have a lens like this that blurs the back. Feel free to disagree. All right, let's talk about how this kit changes depending on the type of content that I'm filming. If I'm vlogging, I've already made it clear that I'm not going to bring out this huge, massive, heavy camera. If you're thinking, Jade, you don't vlog, I actually do. I have a membership on YouTube. It's my little private channel. It's like $1 a month or something. Like, it's not a money maker thing. It's just a place where I can share more behind the scenes content with people who actually want to see it, because I know not all of you want to see it, right? So if you want to see my vlogs, hit the join button and you can watch some of them. When I vlog, I use my second favorite thing in my kit, my Osmo Pocket 3. I am so sure that you've heard of this already. Every creator and their dog has this camera, to the point where I went to a shoot a few months ago. Myself and the other creator in the shoot both had an Osmo Pocket. We ended up accidentally swapping Osmo Pockets and filming the rest of the day's content on each other's camera, and then had to like transfer files afterwards. I was like going through the footage later on in the day thinking, I don't remember eating there, realizing that it was someone else's camera entirely. That is how many creators have this thing. There's a reason why so many people have this. I'm not going to do a full in-depth breakdown. I'm actually going to link to another creator who does really great content on this. Her name's Tamara. I'll link to her video up top. I'm just going to tell you the main reasons why I use this camera to vlog. The main reason why I purchased this camera is because it has a built-in gimbal. My arms, we've already established, aren't the strongest. They shake. And I was struggling so much to film, even when I was filming on my Sony ZV-1, which is built for vloggers. I was struggling to film content that wasn't super shaky. This has a built-in gimbal, as you can see. I can go side to side and it doesn't move, right? This means that all of my footage is now super steady. It also has this really cool face tracking feature, which is great for people who want to set up the camera and move around the room freely whilst talking. I don't actually use that feature very often. My settings are set to tilt lock. This is what allows me to make sure that everything is stable, but still gives me the ability to move the camera from side to side and change what we're filming. So that's the settings that I use. It films in 4K when in landscape, and all you have to do is go like that, and it will change to portrait. When it's in portrait, it films in 3K, but don't stress because the quality still looks better than most footage that you would capture on a phone, for example. Also, guys, do not sleep on the phone app. So there's a phone app that you can use that allows you to sync your phone with the camera on the Osmo Pocket so that you can see what you're filming. Here's an example. Can you see? So I can set this up somewhere else in the room and I'd be able to control it and also see what the camera is seeing through the app. The app is also great for downloading footage directly onto your phone. So if you want to film content for TikTok or for Instagram or whatever, you can film it on the DJI and then download it straight to your phone using the app. So the next bit of kit that is different when I'm vlogging is the mic. This is the DJI mic that actually comes with the DJI Osmo Pocket Creator Kit. I do highly recommend getting the Creator Kit. Not only does it come with this mic, but it also comes with this case, this stand that you can use to prop the Osmo up, and also a battery adapter. So you can charge this and plug it into your Osmo Pocket so that you've got longer battery life. What I love about this microphone is that you could sync it directly to your Osmo so that when you film your content on your Osmo and you're using the microphone, the content that you then download onto your phone or onto your laptop, it will have the audio from the mic. So you don't have to sync the audio afterwards. I'm speaking into this like this mic is on. It's not, it's this one. It's also just an all-round good quality microphone. I actually have a few more of these if I'm ever doing interviews and stuff, and it just works really well. Now, a common question that people ask me is, do you need this in order to get good audio on the DJI? Not at all. I only use this if I'm out and it's windy or it's loud or I'm walking around the room, right? And therefore the audio levels would change. Otherwise, you really don't need it. The audio on the DJI mic is sufficient enough for a vlog. Okay, that brings me on to casual short form content. Now, you may have noticed that my Instagram content has had a bit of a glow up, and I've actually started filming a lot of that content on the big boy camera. And that is because I'm trying to refocus on my Instagram. So I'm putting out all the stops and I'm using the big, fancy, heavy, expensive camera. And I'm also using the Elgato for that content as well. Everyone doesn't need to use that. I'm just letting you know that that's what the current situation is. For other content though, where I don't feel like I need that, I will either film my short form videos on the DJI or using my phone. If I'm gonna film on my phone, I will use the back camera, and I'll also use one of these. It's a silicone suction thing that you put to the back of your phone, and that's what allows me to film content like this. I basically just attach it to my phone, attach it to a window, which is great for lighting, and then I just speak to the camera. Really great thing to use if you're filming like TikToks and stuff like that. Also, it is worth noting, and I have spoken about this a few times, I do work with video editors through my content because I simply don't have the time or the skill set to do it myself. And a lot of people ask what software my video editors use. So my editor uses Adobe Premiere Pro to edit all of this content. He's very, very talented. And if I'm ever editing short form content on the go, I will use Riverside, but I also have an editor who does a lot of my short form content as well. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you found it useful. Do not forget that you can get your hands on the SanDisk Creator Series kit via the link in my description. If you feel like hanging around, I recommend watching this video. It is my step-by-step process to earning an income as a content creator online. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I cannot wait to see you in my next video.